How can you use a HELOC to pay off your mortgage? I know there's a lot of gurus out there and videos on this, but I really believe that the niche that I have is very unique. And I'll tell you, I've done this myself personally, so I'm passionate about it. I believe in this. I started in 2020 with a first lien HELOC, not a second lien HELOC, not a chunking method, but a first lien HELOC where I literally did not have a mortgage anymore to help me truly pay off my home loan. And I did that in 3.5 years. And so this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down for you guys as simple as I can, not get too deep in the weeds, but I am gonna break down some stuff for you that you understand. I'm gonna give you 3 steps, generalizations, tools that are used to do this. There's other strategies out there. There's ways to maximize on this. But if you get the 3 general principles, I think it will really help you, and you'll start to see maybe what he's talking about is different than everybody else on the internet. Because what I see all the time is velocity banking, chunking methods, people coming and talking about second lien HELOCs. And listen, that stuff can work. And if you're doing it, more power to you. I love it, seriously. But what I do is I help people use a first lien HELOC to completely pay off their mortgage. And I want to go through in this video the 3 steps, the 3 plans, the generalizations that I can help you with. So let's just start with the very first thing. As an American, many of you have an emergency fund, checking savings. So we'll just say, let's do this, emergency fund. So this is typically in your checking savings account. And I talk to people all the time. It's one of the things I ask people on my first call is how much do you have in your emergency fund? How much do you have in your checking and savings? And typically what we've been taught, I believe, is to have 6 months of an emergency fund. So whether that's 15,000, 50,000, 100,000, it's different for each one of us. Imagine, so right in this emergency fund, you would never put this into your mortgage, which by the way means death pledge. Look it up. So you would never take your whole emergency fund of, let's go call it $30,000 for simple numbers. And say, I'm gonna put my whole $30,000 emergency fund into my mortgage. Why not? Because as soon as you do that, now the bank has your money, you've lost full control. If an emergency happens, you no longer have access to it. You no longer have liquidity. It's gone, right? It will lower your interest a little bit, but guess what else happens? Your payment stays the same. Your payment stays the same. You put a lot of extra money on there and your payment didn't change. So your interest rate only determines your monthly payment, unless you do a cash out refi and start the whole process over and pay a lot more closing costs. So imagine you take an emergency fund and put all of it into your HELOC. Not a second lien HELOC, a first position. You can put the whole thing on there because it's going to lower your payment instantly. Again, remember, doesn't lower this. With this, it will lower your payment instantly. And you have access to it. And it's just as safe because it's in first position. So the bank loves it, you love it, you're actually starting to save money automatically, immediately. Even if you have money in a money market or a CD or something, I tell clients, if it's earning less than 5%, let's move that joker into the HELOC because it's going to save you money very quickly. Like instantly, because the interest payment is recasted every 24 hours. Unlike a mortgage, which is every 30 days, but your payment stays the same. You just pay a little bit less interest, a little bit more principal for 30 years. In this, you have access and control, and it's recasted every 24 hours. So think about that. Every 24 hours, you can manipulate the balance. So in the second thing, we have access of when money goes in and when money goes out, right? We have control. So we'll just say cash going in and cash going out, right? Cash in, out. That's what we're talking about. That could be, let's just say you're a married couple, or if you're single, that's fine too. But you have, you get paid on the first of the month, maybe 15th of the month, maybe once a month, maybe weekly. Doesn't matter. You can control when that money goes into the HELOC. And again, it's recasted every 24 hours. So you could take that money, put it into your HELOC, and instantly your payment just went down again. Your payment just went down again instantly. And you're going, but Tyler, I just put my whole $8,000 paycheck on there. Heck yeah, you do. That's exactly what I did in 2020. That's exactly how I paid it off. So you can put it in there and you can take it right back out. When do you need to take it back out? When your expenses are due. How do you defer those? We're going to talk about that in stage 3. But you can control when your cash is going in and out, and you can manipulate that. So a typical month has 30 days. If you're able to put money on there and let it sit for those 27, 28, 29 days, it's manipulated the balance and thinks you put it, let's just say you make $8,000 a month. It thinks you paid $8,000 towards your payment, but you still have control. You're still liquid. Your emergency fund's in there as well. And let me tell you on top of this, your LTV, your loan to value, is typically going to be anywhere from like 80 to 90%. So if you had a $400,000 home at an 80% loan to value, you're looking at access to a $320,000 line of credit. Let's say you only owe $250,000. Now you have access to $70,000. You remember you started with, let's say, a $30,000 emergency fund, but you put that onto the $250,000. It's taking the $250,000 balance down to $220,000, and you have access to $320,000. So now your emergency fund just went from $30,000 to $100,000 overnight. you have access and control over it, and it is a first position which is secured through the bank. That's a great position to be in, and you have control. You're manipulating the balance, you're manipulating the interest, and you're in the driver's seat. So the third thing what I want to talk about is deferring it. You can defer it through credit cards or business lines of credit. So we'll just put C for credit cards, or business line of credit, we'll put LOC. You can defer these things. So think about if you had like a 0% credit card for 6 months and deferring and withholding that amount of money that was sitting on the principal. So now you're now affecting it daily for an extended period of time, which is going to lower your payment even more as well. You also can say, I'm going to set up all my credit cards to be due on the same day. I'm going to set up all my bills to be set up on the same day. So you're constantly manipulating the principal balance owed. This changes everything. On top of this, you have a larger emergency fund. You're controlling when the cash goes in and out, and you can defer some of your payments. And these are 3 critical steps, but these are 3 of probably 20 steps that I teach to people. But I want you to start understanding this so you can start to get your mind around, oh my gosh, that's starting to make a little bit more sense. Oh, that's why he doesn't care as much about a variable rate, which they're not all variable, by the way. That's why maybe he doesn't care about a rate that might be higher. And many times it's not. I had a 0.99 in 2020, 2.99 in 21 and 22. But regardless, the rate only determines your payment in a mortgage, and it's off of the entire amortization schedule. With a first lien HELOC, the rate can be manipulated daily because it's recasted daily. So the rate is not always what you think it is. If we can manipulate the timeline to pay the home off faster, manipulate the balance to get it down regularly, you can get in a position where you can pay it off faster. And I say this in almost every video. This is not for everybody. This is for people who have a really good credit scores. I like to see 700 to 720. This is for people who have good cash flow. And this is for people who have at least 15, 20, 25% equity in their home. And if not, let's get you to a place where you can get there. I would love to help you, but I'm going to continue to say, I'm not trying to sell this idea to everyone in America. I'm trying to help people get financially free, to get rid of the bondage of debt, and to think that I'm just going to keep this 30-year loan forever, and I'll probably cash out refi in 7 years and start it over again. I'm trying to help people get educated so they can get out of the rat race, and so they're not just so fixated on this debt that's crumbling you. It cripples in marriages, it cripples people's ability to be successful. And so what better way than taking your biggest debt you'll probably ever have and learn to pay it off faster, put you in the driver's seat, teach you how to become the bank, teach you how to get into private money lending and investment opportunities that you can learn about interest arbitrage and becoming your own banker. This is so many more things that I do way outside of the HELOC, but this is the front door. This is a great way for you to get involved. And I'll tell you what, we're gonna have so many more videos coming out very soon that I want you to see, because I think it will really bless you as you realize, hey, I think this guy is actually trying to help us. I think he actually means what he's saying, because you know what? Despite people think I don't have a thing that you pay for or some class or whatever, you actually meet with myself or someone on my team who's gonna walk you through personalized strategy with your numbers to see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, we'll be the first to be like, hey, we're not there yet, and this is what you got to do to get there. But we want to help you. We want to mentor you, to educate you, to empower you so that you can pay your home off and learn to just get out of this rat race. So here's kind of 3 steps I wanted to go through today. If you want to hear more about the kind of content that I have and teaching in this and grow in this area, please simply like and subscribe below. Put a comment if you could, just to help the page grow. And also, if you want to book a meeting, as I talked about a moment ago, you can book with myself or my team. There's a free link at the bottom. You have a qualification time, a strategy that is individualized for you, and there's no cost to it whatsoever. I'd love to connect with you outside of this, so please hit me up, and God bless. Take care.